Welcome to the Edupedia world. This is the second tutorial of Code Java, and in this tutorial, we'll study about Java and C++ programming language comparison. So as you all know that Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. So how it differs from C and C++? Let's study that in this tutorial. So basically, Java, C and C++, all three are object-oriented programming language, but Java is called as a pure object-oriented programming language. That means it follows all the feature of an object-oriented programming language, whereas in C and C++, there are some hybrid features. So, C was originally developed by Dennis Ritchie between 1969 and 1973 at AT&T Bell Labs, and C++ was created in the same Bell Labs in 1979, whereas Java was born by Sun Microsystem in 1990. And later on Java was bought up by Oracle, and today we have Oracle version of Java available. So these are the differences in the origination of these language. But how the features differ? So let's study some of the important features of these languages over here. So just going through these features, Java does not have a concept of pointers. C and C++ do have a concept of pointers. So if you have studied C and C++, then you are well aware of the concept of pointers. So what is a pointer? Pointer is, you can say, a variable which is used to locate to another memory location. So it is something that is pointing to some other memory location. So the pointers have been used in C and C++, but there are no pointers in Java. So as you can see, in C and C++ there were pointers, and then there used to be a problem of dangling pointers. When a pointer has been assigned to a variable and later on that pointer was moving on and it was allocated to a null object. In that case, it would create a problem of a dangling pointer. So that dangling pointer problem is not there in case of a Java. Another important difference is Java does not support multiple inheritance, whereas C and C++ used to support multiple inheritance. So why do you think Java does not support multiple inheritance? Because in case of C and C++, multiple inheritance used to create a problem which is known as a diamond problem. So what is diamond problem? Basically in diamond problem, suppose I'm having a class A and then there are two abstract class B and C. Both these abstract class create a function, function 1, and class A extends class B and C. Now class A is confused which function 1 to call whenever function 1 is getting called for the class A, because A has inherited both the classes, so it has got the definition of both function 1 from class B and C, but now it's in confused state. So the compiler is not able to make a correct decision which function 1 method to choose. So this is called a diamond problem. So this problem is not there in Java because Java does not support multiple inheritance. Next important feature is automatic garbage collection. So as you must have seen in our previous tutorial where we stated how Java supports automatic garbage collection. Whenever there is an object that is not getting used, Java garbage collection features automatically deletes it from memory to free the memory so that it can be reused. Whereas in C and C++, there is a concept of manual garbage collection. That means programmer have to manually nullify the objects. Otherwise, object won't get nullified. If you have ever coded in C and C++, then you must have noted that sometime it's happened that your turbo C gets in a loop and it doesn't able to stop it. Or you can see there's a problem with the memory, like memory leakage problem. So that was the problem in case of C and C++ because there was not a because there was a manual garbage collection. Automatically garbage collection used not to be there. Okay, now another important feature is goto statement. So that was present in C and C++, but Java does not support goto statement. And also there is no concept of structures. In C and C++, we used to create struct and then we used to pass variables, but in C and C++, goto and structures were there. In Java, we don't have these. Moving forward. Okay, so as I was telling, Java is a pure object-oriented programming language, whereas C and C++ are hybrid object-oriented. That means Java follows all the feature of an object-oriented programming language, whereas C and C++ does not. So C and C++ allows standalone data and function, whereas in Java you cannot have standalone data and function. Everything has to be in a class. I can show you that using syntax. So as you can see in this example, we are having a hello world class of Java. So in hello world class, we have created a main function, public static void main, and we are printing hello world. So this main function has to be there in a class. Similarly, if you want to create another function, that also has to be there in a class. You cannot have a standalone function in a Java file. Whereas in C and C++, we can simply write the main function without having any class and simply print hello world. You can see I haven't created any class over here in C and C++. So let's move back. Yeah. So now the another important difference is Java automatically supports polymorphism. Whereas in C and C++, you need to virtually define a method and virtually you have to explicitly define that you are making this method overloading or method overriding. Whereas in Java, it automatically supports that. So whenever we write the code of Java, you can understand it better that how we are supporting automatically polymorphism. For now, let's move forward. Okay, so Java does support distributed programming. So that means you can handle TCP/IP networking easily in Java. So Java has predefined classes such as URL, IP. It is having a different package which is having all those files. So most of the code for connecting with TCP/IP is already written in case of Java. So you just need to import that package or library and use it. Although in C and C++ we are having a support of TCP/IP, but programming is much harder. Most of the things you have to write yourself, making the connection, handling exceptions. You have to write a long code for doing distributed programming in C and C++, whereas Java, it comes with libraries. Okay, now another important difference is how Java code is compiled. So as you have seen in our previous tutorial, that Java source code firstly compiles it into a .class file, which is a bytecode file. And then bytecode file is executed on JVM. So the compilation process takes place by Java compiler, and for that you have to run javac command. And once bytecode file is created, Java interpreter runs it on JVM. Java also supports a feature of JIT compiler, which is just-in-time compiler. So just-in-time compiler helps you complete both these steps in one go. So you don't have to create a class file before and run it later. You can do both the steps in a single go using JIT compiler. Whereas in C and C++, you have to do both of these steps in a single go. There is no concept of creating a bytecode file. Since there is no concept of a bytecode file, that means C and C++ program are not platform independent. So if a program is created on a Windows operating system, it cannot be simply run into another operating system, whereas Java file can be executed on a different operating system because bytecode files get created, which is platform independent. Okay, another important feature is Java is very robust as compared to C and C++. What do you mean by robust? Robust means reliable. So Java was designed to get a feature which is called as platform independence, whereas C and C++ doesn't allow this. Also, in C and C++, you have to implicitly declare a function. So whenever you create a function, firstly you have to put the definition and then you can declare a function. So you have to implicitly do that. In Java, you don't need to do that. So, and since we have already seen that there is no concept of pointers or automatic garbage collection, so that also makes Java as a very reliable language. So there is no concept of a dangling pointers, there is no concept of a memory leakage in Java. So that's make Java very reliable as compared to C and C++. And also in Java, there is a array bound checking. So whenever you create an array in Java, you have to define the size of Java if you are not simply putting an object at the time of creation. Whereas in C and C++, there is no array bound checking. Okay, again, Java is very secure as compared to C and C++. Why so? Because of the bytecode feature. So bytecode is verified at runtime to ensure security restrictions are not violated. And also memory layout is handled at runtime by JVM, whereas these features are not there in C and C++. So in case of C and C++, memory is handled at compile time by the compiler. So that is a feature that makes Java very secure as compared to C and C++. There is definitely architecture neutral and portability in Java, which is not there in C and C++. So as I have told earlier, Java is platform independent and portable, and C and C++ is not. Another important feature is dynamic. Java is a dynamic language. That means runtime representation for classes makes it possible to dynamically link classes into running system. Whereas in C and C++, we need to recompile if any of a library is updated. So at runtime, it won't be picked up. You need to recompile every time in case of C and C++. In Java, the class loading takes place whenever it's necessary. Whereas in C and C++, library loading happen at compile time. So it is another important feature that Java can handle things dynamically on the go. Whereas in C and C++, everything happens at compile time. Okay, so now you know that Java has very advanced features as compared to C and C++. So just to state in a summary that C and C++ is actually a complicated programming language to code and also is very error prone if we compare it to Java. Whereas in Java, it also provides many features to create internet apps, internet website, whereas in C and C programming, web programming is a bit difficult to do. So that is a fun part with Java. So you can create your own websites, etc. Okay. Another important feature is multi-threading. C and C++ need to rely on external library for multi-threading, whereas Java provide native multi-threading support. That means Java libraries itself is having a multi-threading support. It does not need to import an external library. So concurrent applications are quite easy. You can run a multi-threaded code in Java quite easily with writing just few lines of code. Whereas in Java, the coding is quite difficult if we talk about multi-threading environment. Now to summarize, C++ is a high performance and powerful language. Most of the industry softwares are written in C and C++. But Java is a cross-platform compatible and convenient API for networking and multi-threading and have won its place in business world. Java is logically next step to the evolution of C++. Okay guys, so thank you. We'll meet in the next tutorial.